for 1 year, and because it's not a mid-major program, so I understand it, and you want a consistent winner.
That's a great point, and I've been saying this for a while. We have had good teams from time to time, but not a program. A program is when you've got teams every year. We haven't done that. I mean, Sydney had a good team, and Mark had a good team, and Herb had some good teams. But we want to get to the point. Our fan base is delirious. They're crazy.
Delusional.
Just like I am.
Delusional. All of them.
All of them, And Jeff does a good job of trolling that as well. Yeah. I will say that.
It's got to be easy with you guys.
Right, it is easy.
Chris, I don't know if you saw Jeff's most recent tweet.
I did. I certainly did. And the family, I haven't seen the response. I got like 15 calls. You said you might go on with Jeff. Tell him we're pissed off. I said, he's a good guy. I mean, But we want to have a program that is a program. We don't want a year. And we feel that Will Wade is that guy that can take us to the next level year in and year out. He checks all the boxes for us.
Why?
Why? Because we have a fan base that just really wants excitement. He gives us that. He can coach. He's going to be able to recruit. He's one of those guys. He's young. He hasn't done it yet. We don't want a guy that's, my age, old, and has done it. We think that this isn't a job that's a stepping stone job where he's going to be here and then go to the SEC. We believe that it's his program. We're going to give him all the resources, everything he needs.
You think he will get all the resources pretty much?
He will. The excitement level, again, when you haven't had it for so long, you want it. You thirst for it. And, our boosters are all behind, and we're pushing all our chips in on this guy, and we think he's going to deliver.
The thing that I think has really changed my mind the most about Will Wade was McNeese State played in our event up in South Dakota in November, and we got a chance to spend a lot of time around him up there.
You didn't know him. You didn't know him.
And I knew him a little bit, but I didn't know him. And after spending time hanging out with him, like the mentality that he has, where I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but basically he was talking about scheduling with his team. He's like, we'll go literally anywhere. We'll take a bus, we'll take a flight, we'll go into a building, we'll kick your ass, we'll take the check, and we'll head on home, and we'll stop at Subway for $5 footlongs on the way back.
Yep.
Like that's his mentality as a coach.
But that is NC State's mentality.
Yes.
That's who we are.
The reason
we're grinders.
The reason why
we're the stepchild.
What I think about it is the perfect fit is that he is going to relish the opportunity to go into the state of North Carolina where, like, let's be frank, NC State right now is probably third, maybe fourth behind Wake Forest, but however you want to order it. But go in there and just like start poking the bear, right? Like, and go at Duke and go at Carolina and go into the Dean Dome and go into Cameron Indoor Stadium.
Yep.
How do I forget what that is? And go in there and win and then rub their noses in it. And I feel like that's what NC State fans want more than anything else.
Absolutely. But he's the kind of guy, he likes that underdog role where he wants to do that. He wants to, go in there, prove and go in there. And our fan base is going to love him. I mean, they're going to get behind him. He's got that intensity that like you said, long bus rides, $1 footlong hot dogs. Yeah. That's what we're all about. We're not Carolina. We're NC State. We're agriculture. We're, rural areas. And he fits that bill of, let's roll our sleeves up and I want to go kick their ass. And that's what we're all about.
Is that why Herb didn't work to some degree too? Because he was almost too smart, didn't talk shit. He didn't really fit, right? Carnegie Mellon guy, like he didn't fit, even though he was winning at a pretty good level.
Our fan base is different, and I would agree with that, Jeff. He was very intelligent. His first 5 years, we didn't go to the tournament, and our fan base will turn real quick, along with myself. But the next 5 years, he went to the tournament every year, but our fan base was like, he's not the guy.
They already made up their mind.
They made up their mind, but it's weird because when you're with Duke in North Carolina, I mean, we're 20 miles apart. We're right there with them, and you're always third. You get a chip on your shoulder. You don't like it, you go get coffee at your office and everybody's a Carolina or Duke fan.
They're talking about them.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
They're like, yeah, we suck. Yeah.
Right.
So we're dying to be good. We're starving. And we got a guy that has a little chip on his shoulder that fits our mold. And,
He works his ass off, too. I will say that. I mean, he works his ass off. And, again, if you think about what he did at McNeese year one, they hired him with a show cause. He couldn't recruit at all.
Yeah.
Couldn't leave campus and was still able to put together a team that absolutely dominated.
It's been impressive.
Yep.
It's been
I'll
impressive.
tell you what I really enjoyed about watching this game today was the way he interacted with his players. Seems like his players loved him.
Fire,
Every
man.
time
You saw
the
this.
players
You saw
came
it.
off the floor, he was embracing them. I mean, he was like one of them. And I think that, when you have that mentality, the players want to play for you. And it seems like that's the way it was.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if this is a question, but I just think it's an interesting dynamic now because just over the last couple of years, we obviously see, sort of the big brothers as you talked about with Coach Williams stepping away and them going with Hubert Davis, Coach K stepping away, getting John Shire, and now like you almost validating like we got our guy too. And I love the fact that we even said it like got a little bit of asshole to him and completely different from Shire or Hubert Davis. And I think it's just going to be a really interesting dynamic to see, over the course of the next couple of years, how this stuff is going to play out.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time, we were going against two legends, Coach K and Coach Williams. They stepped down. We thought that this was our time to kind of get up there and be in the same kind of playground with them, and it didn't happen. But yeah, so we're excited. We're always excited, but we usually are not realistic.
Yeah.
But we think we're realistic now with Wade coming to Raleigh.
All right, was it you a few years ago that got tossed during the game by the official?
It was Gugliotta.
It was
I happened to be with him.
Okay,
so
you were with him.
it was his fault. It was his fault.
Give me the whole rundown.
We were there sitting together. It was a 12 o'clock game and playing Florida State. And we were kind of peppering the referees a little bit, but no profanity, nothing that was out of the sorts. And Carl Hess didn't like some of the things that we said. And again, total sarcasm. He ended up just no warning, no nothing. I was like, he later called to apologize. And, he called and said, I didn't know who it was. And I said, Carl, I still want to know what we said that made you throw us out. And he said, well, Tom stood up and he was 6'10". I said, but what did we say? I said, we were sarcastic. But anyways, they're the kind of things that, as you get older, you try to be relevant any way you can. So, put me back. Exactly. And put me in the news. It was good. No.
Did you ever get run in your career as a
No,
player?
I had a few technicals here and there, but
He wasn't
mild-mannered.
totally,
Yeah.
right?
It was thinking if it was a 9 o'clock game and we were having a
One
couple
thing.
of drinks before the game.
At noon, though.
It was a noon game.
You hadn't even started yet.
No.
I got a new aspiration now, so
You get thrown out of the game.
I got to go back and try to get kicked out of the game.
I'm sure you could.
Hopefully, I can get close
sure you
enough
could.
to
Yeah,
the truth.
I joke around. I said I played at NC State for 4 years. I'm known more for being thrown out of a game, for wearing these unitards that Coach V wanted to wear back in the day, and traveling against Georgetown when it was a terrible call. But it's just a great time. Always being in college basketball, being relevant at any level is special.
Absolutely.
Give me last one I have for you. Give me your best Jimmy V story. I know everybody's asked you this.
Yeah.
You've probably answered it 100 times. I've never heard you answer it.
Jimmy V was great when he used to recruit me and come down to from Miami, Florida. And I was so excited. He'd come down, he'd roll in a red Corvette, and I'd be excited. And he'd come to the door and he'd tell me, he'd say, get out of the way. I need to get to your dad. You go do your homework, go shoot hoops. I'm recruiting your dad because in an Italian family, you're not making the decision. Your dad is. And he told Coach K one time because it came down between Duke and NC State. And he said, you know what? He said, Coach K, you don't have a chance. He's not Polish. He's Italian.
That's awesome.
Are we getting Will? Is he coming?
We're waiting on Will Wade. We're waiting. I think he's finishing with